Well, I'd like to solve one problem before I move on to the next problem. So I need to open this back up. It's super glued. I do not want to damage the red part of the lens. So went through and I was looking at, I think one of my camera batteries is going bad, but I wanted to see how well these bits would work for me. And I put it on my high-speed Dremel and cranked it all the way up. So yeah, that's making a nice clean cut, and I can epoxy that back together again. So I think I can save this one. All right, so I guess we're both going to see what happened here. So that super glue leaked out. So it wasn't, doesn't look like it was a connector issue. I don't see anything burnt in there. Let me hook it up to the power supply and see if it works. All right, so we're hooked up. What is going on here? Why doesn't it work when it's in the deal? Okay, I do have something loose here. It's this one. The solder didn't hold. Okay. We might still be okay here. Well, I cannot get solder to stick on that other one, so I took the connector that came with the light and I cut the terminals out of it. So what I want to do now is reinforce this with solder, and we're going to use a regular solder gun for that. And then I'm going to put some heat shrink over it. The other terminal came out just fine. Okay. So do not lay the solder gun across the wire. So now I'm going to put some heat shrink over it. Like I said, the negative terminal came out fine. I'm just going to bend it and put heat shrink on it. So we'll give these a try. All right, so I believe we got the connectors ironed out now. And wiggle, 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 wiggle. I think we're good on that. Now I got to just marry these parts back together now. We're going to use clear weld, clearest. That way if it does leak down into there, it shouldn't affect anything because this is clear. And it's actually got a mixing tube in there, so we're going to see how that works. All right, well, it's got a little cap right here. I guess that's the, once you're done, you store it. So we'll get that out of there. Then it looks like, does that get cut off or twisted off? I guess it's going to get cut off. There's two little tubes in there. Where's my... Whoops, okay, it's already leaking out, so put this guy on. Twist locks in. Let's start pushing. Let's see it going down the tube. I want to get right about there. Now, first thing I want to do is epoxy these screws in. this is going to work. Get it to where it lines up, sort of. You see why I got a paper towel down. That looks about right. Okay. I'm probably going to edit this part. I don't know, guys. I'm just making a mess. At least it's going to be clear. A clear mess. That's it for that. It says it sets in 5 minutes, so I'm just going to hold it here. Well, I made a mess. Yeah, I used 2 tubes of plastic weld, and I had to move it over here because I had to have a way to clamp it. Put a little piece of paper towel under there, that way it doesn't stick to my clamp. And I'm going to let this set up. Make sure. Yeah. I'm not sure why that's. All right. We'll deal with that. I may end up putting and filling it all the way up, but I think we're just going to let that set up for now. That way I can test it before we go any further. So I'll bring you back once that's hardened. Let me go read the instructions, see how long that's going to be. All right, so waiting on the epoxy to dry. I'm getting ready to work on the connector that we're going to use. So yeah, you gotta, for this type of connector, we use the silver ones. The copper ones don't work in this application. So yeah, we'll go ahead and work on this. Well, while I was waiting on epoxy to dry, I got the kill wire hooked up, and I went ahead and put terminals on the tail light wires here and the connectors down here. We're going to hold off plugging it into the connector until I make sure we got positive and negative correct. And the epoxy is hardened up, so now we've got a light. I may go ahead and fill this the rest of the way in. I've got another tube, plus yeah, we're going to go. But oh man, oh good, it just came off. Yeah, we're good. Okay. Yeah, I may fill the rest of the way in. Let's see how it looks on the deal. Well, I'm at the point to where I'm about done for the day. I got, I guess, the morning bench cleanup. So we do have one more item installed. And we got the decal. So, and instead of wasting a whole sheet of paper, I went ahead and printed that decal also. If you're wondering, this is what I use to print on. It's for ink and laser printers. This is the matte self-adhesive vinyl sticker paper. So yeah, we have a light back here, and this is all buttoned up. We got the gas tank secure. I've got the seat on, tightened down. So we are done back here. I got a connector for the light, and then we also have a PTO connector tucked away neatly. So I'm using that to test the electrical. So I guess tomorrow what we will do is start working up front here. So I got the PTO switch I have to work on, and that'll go here. And then I need to bring the amp meter in and get the positive leads hooked up to the key switch. And yeah, like I said, we got the engine kill switch already hooked up. I've got to run another light wire to the front for the headlights, so when we get to them, so hopefully we'll get this thing to fire off, and once I hear it run, I'm going to pull the engine back off of it. We're going to go clean it up, pull the tins, repaint the tins. I am probably going to leave this piece on here if it doesn't affect it any. And then we got to get fuel hooked up. Yeah, still got a ways to go, but that light just played heck with me. So yeah, we're done for the day. Thanks for watching.